These little pot roses, sold really as windowsill plants, are very popular. There are millions of them produced each year, but just lately they've introduced those with fragrance. I mean, this one is really beautifully scented, but they tend to come in quite a small pot, and it's not a bad idea if you've got a pot cover to put in the base something which holds moisture. If you keep that wet, then the plant draws by capillarity and you don't need to water quite so often. And if you look very closely, you'll find that with these plants, they're not one plant, but they're 4 cuttings that have been popped in and rooted and grown very quickly up to flowering. I've got a plant here that I had 8 or so weeks ago, finished flowering. I potted this on into a slightly bigger pot because then it was easier for me to keep it well watered and growing. But you can take them apart, and if you're very careful, just separate them. Like that. I'll take the easiest one, and then I'm left here with 2 really nicely rooted plants. And if I get a fresh pot of compost here, I can just pop these on. And on a warm windowsill, in 8 weeks, if there's enough light, then they'll be flowering again, like this plant here. I got 4 really good roses for the price of 1. And of course, all of them nicely scented. And it's not just roses that you can do this, buy 1 get 4 or 3 free. You can do the same with the small leaved ivies. They're sold as house plants, and there'll very often be 3 or 4 cuttings. That was just 1 pot with 4 cuttings. I did exactly the same with the Christmas flowering Camellia nivalis Yuletide, and so there's my 3 plants from the 1 that was bought last year, and they're already coming up into bud and flower. And you can do the same with ferns. I've got some very pretty maidenhair ferns here. They were grown from plugs last June. This was as the plug arrived, mail order in the post, and this one was split into 2. Now that's quite tricky. You need to be really careful, and I would only do that splitting really in the warmer months from May to September. But you can get 2, 3 and even 4 for the price of 1.